Hey everybody, how's it going? I found myself coming back to this old store more often than I've ever gone back to an old office after I moved. When I moved from 251 West 30th Street or 247 30th Street or any of the places I used to use, I never went back to afterwards. But I came back here almost every night for the past week, and I think I finally figured out why. It's because I actually prefer this store to the new one. It's probably, it seems ridiculous. Like the place is small, it's a dump, it's in complete disrepair. You had two people working the front desk up here, and then three or four customers would come in here. There was so little space here that if someone wanted to go outside, they would have to jump over the laptop that I was working on this little foldable counter over here. You had another four people working here. You had a garbage can right behind the Pure Air bench, so we'd be advertising saying, "We do clean room data recovery," 2 feet away from nasty, smelly garbage. This could not fit more than two people at a time if you wanted to walk past here. Anytime somebody wanted to go to the bathroom, he used to take a piss, they'd bump into Paul's chair while he was soldering a BGA chip, and he would curse. There's a reason. It's because this place represents better times. That's got to be what it is. This place represents better times. 6 months ago, I was not worried about dealing with unscrupulous real estate companies or building owners that would try to, sneak everything in there while negotiating and screw with you and mess with you and lie about the size of the space and then sneak in an extra month in the deposit in the middle of negotiations and make you seem like you're being unreasonable if you object to it. I wasn't dealing with like architects that probably design things worse than Blackberry the cat would. Wasn't dealing with gaslighting contractors that really milked the fact that a mentor and friend, a business friend of mine, referred them to me so that I'd think they were doing a good job when they really weren't, and they knew they weren't, and they knew they were milking it the whole time. Well, once all of that stuff was done, we were behind by about a week or two because the people that were helping with moving, managing moving, were not actually fixing stuff during that time. So it took us a while to, coming a few hours early, staying a few hours late, to finally get caught up to the point where everything was done, where customers weren't going to call in and cut our balls off because things were late. And finally that happens, right as coronavirus shows up and empties the entire city. And after that, people are told, don't go outside. You're not sure. Maybe you'll be allowed to be in business. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll be forced to pay every single person that you employ plus your rent while your store is closed. Maybe not. All up in the air, all unsure. And once that stuff starts to get sorted out, even if all that does get sorted out, is the world really going to be the same when you've told the economy to shut down for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months? What's the poverty rate going to look like? What's unemployment going to look like? What's world health going to look like? We're expecting 100 to 240,000 people in the country, in the United States alone, to die. That's insane. And I think the way the store looks like right now is kind of a metaphor for the rest of the world. It's like, these streets used to be filled with people. Now there's one person there. This store used to be filled with happy people, and now there's nobody here. The rest of the world, all these places used to be well maintained and, by people who took pride in the way the place was maintained. And this place is not maintained at all. It's a complete and utter clusterfuck because nobody's here. So when I come by this place, it kind of reminds me of not just all the stuff that we accomplished here, but it reminds me of a better world that existed just a few months ago that I don't think we're going to be going back to anytime soon. I fixed my first board in this room for a custom, like a real board repair, not like backlight fuse or shit like that. Remember walking back here from Amtrak station the day that I finished my lobbying trip in May of 2015? First time that I heard someone say that a lobbyist said that when you replace a part, you're turning the MacBook into a PC and misrepresenting it as a Mac to your customer. That's why right to repair is bad. That got me to decide I wanted to record these events and lobby and testify at them as often as I could. I hired my first real staff here. This is the place where I went from having 0 YouTube subscribers to 5 months ago announcing that I had 1 million and doing my video on it in this room. This was my first retail store. There's a lot of good memories attached to it, but it's not just the memories by themselves. It's that this place really is reminiscent of a better time. And yeah, like I got a better store. It's roomier. It's nicer. Everybody fits there. I can set up the Zaomao properly now. We did a couple of CPU swaps already. The people have more space, but and I'm set up to take in more business. I have a better video setup, but is that like what would I rather have? Would I rather have the better place, or would I rather have the world the way it was 6 months ago? I want to take this laptop shelf with me because right now I have all my parts and some just not really the way I want them because all the laptops are in the part shelves because I didn't take the laptop shelf with me. I was supposed to take this shelf with me. I was supposed to get out all the stuff out of here actually by April 1st, and oh shit. But the coronavirus kind of slowed that down. I was going to give the keys back and everything. Can't hire a mover if they're quarantined. There's my old Bafang motors down there. There's like a lot of stuff that I want to keep, a lot of stuff I need to get rid of. It's a machine Nerf gun over there that always jams. I don't know, walking through this place just kind of reminds me of a better time. It also reminds me of what we were able to do in spite of what we had. The new place is really a symbol of, if I don't have to keep saying, look at what we did in spite of, I'm kind of curious where we could go. And that's been the theme of my 30s. You know, the theme of my 20s was, look what I did in spite of, or look what I did with only this. And I'd really like the theme of my 30s to be, just look what I did. But there was still some sense of, young, arrogant pride, being able to pump out the amount of work that we did out of what, as Eli the computer guy would say, and rightfully so, I agree with him, a hallway. Because, he said in his part of Maryland, this is not a store, this is what they would call a hallway. And 3 people working in this office. That was the iPhone data recovery department, difficult board department, video department, and also board department. 2014, 15, a lot of 16. I was the only board repair person here. And that's my amp, my Parasound. There's a video on that a while back. I never had time to fix it. There's never time. There was always something. It's like this treadmill. And the moment you stop, if it's still going, you just get smacked in the face and tossed off it. This was the shipping department over here. You got a shipping department. Hopefully he wasn't drinking the beer. I really hope that's not Corona. Reassembly person, data recovery department, shelving. That's a wheel for my other bike. It's interesting. The chain skips anytime there's too much torque requested. And the problem is I thought it was the axle, it wasn't. I thought it was the hub, it wasn't. I thought it was the cassette, the chain. I literally changed everything. I changed the whole back wheel. I replaced main logic board. Step 6 or 7 in almost every Apple repair manual. I did it! And that bike still does that. Whereas that piece of crap bike that I have up here is totally fine. Like it never skips or does anything. This thing's been hit by a car, shittiest shape, but the bike that's actually more hardy and larger and stronger is the one that I'd probably just suck as a bike technician. Ooh. I'm being too generous by using the word probably there. I like that sign up there. That's Oreo. When Oreo the cat went away, people started protesting that I took Oreo back home by putting Oreo stickers everywhere. The day that everybody came in, everybody here showed up about 5 hours early and stayed 3 hours late every single day. Never going to forget that. And they put the dates. They signed the wall. That's Chris, one of the best board repair techs I ever hired. That's Kopaz. I believe I fired him. And somebody else here wrote GTFO. Steve, one of the best people I ever hired. Good personal friend. I owe him a lot for all the help he's given me over the years. It's Kevin. Orhan, reassembly guy. Dan, shipping person. I will never show you what is behind that sticker. And once this place gets taken over by the landlord, you'll never know. Have the opportunity to see. The LEDs in the window. That's a Pepe. You know, a lot of the Pepes that were put up in the store were actually put up before he became some sort of hate symbol or whatever the hell. I like Pepe. People have been using him in the comments since 2013. He was just a happy little frog. Sometimes a trolling little frog, but most of the time a happy little frog. That's where the mouse used to come in. So we put a piece of tape over there. Now the mouse can't come in anymore. It's foolproof. No mouse. Danny's the shipping person. He was, I don't know what this molding words means. That's how you know you're getting old, when like more than 3 people of your staff use words that you've never heard of. Spectrum. Fuck, why the fuck is this still plugged in? Fuck Spectrum. They sent me a bill the other day. Ha! Never again. Yeah, good luck getting the rest of my money from that contract. This is for the iPhone 4. I was actually trying to show people how you can tell the screens apart if they're not labeled. So the 4 LCD has that at the top. It's not even. The CDMA is far apart in the side brackets, and the 4S is even over there and close in the side brackets. I can't believe that's still there. This shit must have been here since 2012, when we were mass selling iPhone 4 screens. Those were the days. Did I just see a penis? Holy crap. Wow, there's a penis right over here. Why is there a penis on the... Jeez, that's weird. Rossmann Molding Group. I don't know what that word means. That's a broken Bafang rotor up there, I believe. Stuck to the metal door frame. Yeah, there's all sorts of little Easter eggs in this place. I'm sure I'm going to find more of them. I got that video of Oreo a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. That video of Oreo was actually from a hard drive that Steve recovered for me that I found here. I lost it. That's the type of data recovery that Steve usually can't do. Not clicking drive, but I don't know the physical location of the hard drive with the data. But he was able to get all the stuff off of it, and I was really thankful for that. And one of them was the little video of Oreo. It took him long enough, but he got it. I felt guilty for that since there were like 80 customers in front, but I wanted my Oreo video. That's the heater from when the building went on fire and the gas got turned off, so there was no more heat anywhere. I got a heater. That's the light switch that got installed. There used to be just one light bulb in this office. So up there was one light bulb. That was it. We got these LEDs installed later with the fixtures. And this light switch over here is about 6.5 feet up in the wall. Why is beyond me. That's where the little birdie used to eat. See the little birdie? Little birdie used to like to perch himself up there and eat my workman's comp policy. Little prick. He was adorable. This is where the ultrasonic cleaner used to sit, and the Branson EC would leak out of it every now and then. It's slow. And the burning Branson EC slowly warped the table with time. That's where they used to shoot bottle caps into the... That's a snowflake with a Pepe on it up there. That's a Pepe snowflake. That's probably a place where other mice were able to come in. This location has gone happy days without a lost time accident. Yeah, the world was a lot simpler 6 months ago, wasn't it? Puts it in perspective, like all that stuff I was worrying about back then, it really didn't matter anymore. Most of it just doesn't matter anymore. All right, time to go. I am going to have to find a way to schedule some movers to help me get this stuff out of here. once Corona dies down. Yeah, this Corona thing's no joke. It really isn't. You know, there's someone actually sent me a post from Facebook. It's a crazy thing. It's actually an ex-contractor of mine, and the person and one of the people who vouched for the ex-contractor both appear to have tested positive for it. It's the first person that I know, actually, in my immediate circle or anybody that I've come into contact with, spoken to, employ, worked for, or anything like that. It's crazy times. Somebody asked me, seeing that New York is the epicenter, do you know anybody? Do you know anybody that contracted coronavirus? I said, nope. Then I got a text message. Apparently I do. Man. Old light bulbs. Alright, I should go home. This is kind of starting to become a waste of time. Can't go back in time. Just got to do what you can to make the future a little bit better. Alright, I will see you all sometime in another video.